James Madison versus Marshall. The stage is set in Huntington, West Virginia, where James Madison, 7-1 overall and a perfect 5-0 in Sunbelt East play, rolls into Joan C. Edwards Stadium to face a Marshall team fighting to reclaim rhythm at 4-4, 2-2 in conference. The Dukes are chasing an outright division crown and a major postseason statement. The Thundering Herd, meanwhile, are clinging to pride and opportunity, a shot to derail the conference's hottest team. Analysts favor James Madison by a commanding 78% likelihood, setting the tone for a matchup that's less about numbers and more about nerve. James Madison has been a machine. Quarterback Alonzo Barnett III commands the offense with 1,516 passing yards, completing 61.8% of his throws for 13 touchdowns to just 3 picks. Behind him, Wayne Knight has powered through with 659 rushing yards on 106 carries, averaging 6.2 per run and punching in 5 scores. Landon Ellis stretches defenses with 437 receiving yards and 5 touchdowns, while linebacker Trent Hendricks sets the defensive tone, 58 tackles, a force in every gap. For Marshall, Carlos Del Rio Wilson shoulders the offense with 1,286 yards through the air, 13 touchdowns, and 4 rushing TDs of his own. DeMarcus Lacey leads their aerial assault with 508 receiving yards and 5 trips to the end zone. On defense, Kerrion Martin's 46 tackles and Boogie Trotter's 5 interceptions underline a team built on hustle and opportunism. The momentum line is clear. James Madison hasn't just won, it's dominated. The Dukes have taken 5 straight, lighting up scoreboards, 52-20, 63-27, and 35-10 wins over Texas State, Old Dominion, and Georgia Southern showcase balance and depth. Marshall's recent stretch, though scrappier, tells a story of volatility, a double overtime escape against Texas State, a commanding 48-24 victory over ODU, but also tough losses like 44-27 to Coastal Carolina. The herd fight, but consistency remains elusive. James Madison looks like a freight train peaking at the perfect time. At quarterback, it's precision versus persistence. Barnett's 123 completions on 199 attempts reflect discipline and timing, while Del Rio Wilson's 70.7% clip displays control under pressure. But Barnett stretches the field better. 76-yard-long completions, a more vertical style, compared to Del Rio Wilson's 68-yard best. The Duke's quarterback trusts his weapons in rhythm, while Marshall's dual-threat leader improvises with grit, making defenders miss with designed keeps and quick reads. Both protect the ball well, but Barnett's poise and structure gives James Madison the upper hand when possessions tighten, especially in late-game drives where timing routes, pocket awareness, and situational composure become defining factors that separate control from chaos. After analyzing both teams, my pick for this match is James Madison winner. The chess match comes down to rhythm and resistance. James Madison's offense strikes fast and balanced. 1,584 passing yards, 1,553 rushing yards as a team, proving they can win any way they choose. Marshall's defense must swarm early and contain Knight's burst runs that set up play action. Conversely, the Herd need their ground game, led by Del Rio Wilson and Antoine Roberts, to sustain drives and keep JMU's tempo off the field. Trotter's ability to bait Barnett could be a turning point, while Hendricks' linebacking vision might shut the door on second-half rallies. Special teams execution and third down control will define who survives the middle quarters. When the dust settles, efficiency beats energy. James Madison has been sharper, faster, and more complete in every phase. Marshall's home field may add noise, but it won't neutralize precision. Expect the Dukes' balanced offense to chip away early and close with authority. The Dukes stay unbeaten in the Sunbelt East, not just because they're better, but because they're built for November. Prediction: total pick for this match is over 50.5. The Citadel versus Ole Miss. Two programs, two different worlds, but one 1 p.m. kickoff where anything can happen. The Citadel Bulldogs enter at 4-5, fighting for footing in the Southern Conference middle tier, while the Ole Miss Rebels stand tall at 8-1, one win away from tightening their grip on SEC contention. The numbers paint the picture, a 99% projected chance in favor of the Rebels, but every football story begins with belief, and the Citadel will bring plenty of it to Oxford. Ole Miss is operating on a higher plane this season. Quarterback Trinidad Chambliss has been the engine, throwing for 2,023 yards, 14 touchdowns, and completing over 60% of his passes. Behind him, Kewan Lacey has been electric, 863 rushing yards and 13 touchdowns that slice through defenses. Add wideout Harrison Wallace, the third's 492 yards, and this is a unit that spreads you thin and breaks you down. Defensively, linebacker T.J. Daugherty, 56 tackles, and N.P. Umamnilan, 4.5 sacks, form the heart of a defense that hunts relentlessly. Every drive Ole Miss plays feels like a statement, balanced, confident, and unrelenting in tempo. The Citadel, on the other hand, plays a gritty, balanced brand. Quentin Hayes leads with 544 passing yards and 6 touchdowns, while dual-threat quarterback Kobe Tompkins adds 484 rushing yards and a score. Javonte Graves-Billups has been their go-to receiver with 316 yards and 2 touchdowns, offering a spark every time the ball finds him. Linebacker M. Rosa and defensive back C. Williams combine for physicality, 4.5 sacks and 65 tackles that anchor a proud, hard-hitting group. But the challenge? Ole Miss averages over 400 total yards per game. The Citadel, barely half that. Containing Ole Miss pace and play-action versatility will demand mistake-free football from the Bulldogs. Momentum tells the story before the whistle even blows. The Rebels are surging, 4 straight wins, each one mixing efficiency and grit. Their 34-26 victory over Oklahoma and 30-14 triumph against South Carolina show a team that can close. The Citadel, meanwhile, has battled through inconsistency. Wins over VMY and Valdosta offset by double-digit losses to Furman and Western Carolina. They're tough, but Ole Miss is trending toward complete. That's what makes this clash compelling. It's a test of endurance versus explosiveness, control versus chaos. Under center, it's the battle within the battle. Chambliss plays like a conductor, calm, calculated, and confident. He throws with rhythm and protects the football, just 2 interceptions on 231 attempts. Hayes, meanwhile, is the Bulldogs' heartbeat, a gamer, mobile, but under pressure far too often. And against this Ole Miss front, time will be his enemy. Expect Chambliss to find his spots early, while Hayes scrambles to buy every second he can. The quarterback who handles the first quarter nerves better could set the tone for the day. After analyzing both teams, my pick for this match is Ole Miss winner. The matchup boils down to Ole Miss's offensive versatility versus the Citadel's limited depth. The Rebels can run between the tackles, stretch with Wallace deep, and use tempo to wear down defenses. The Citadel needs a near-perfect turnover margin and control of the clock to survive the pace. Special teams and early field position will be crucial, but the trench battle, Lacey's bursts versus Rosa's resistance, decides tone and tempo. If the Citadel can force long third downs, they can at least make this a chess match for a quarter or two. The verdict: Ole Miss simply has too much horsepower. The Bulldogs fight with pride, but face a machine that knows how to finish. Expect a dominant showing at Vaught-Hemingway Stadium, efficient, explosive, and emphatic. The Rebels are chasing perfection. The Citadel is chasing respect. Only one walks away satisfied. Prediction: total pick for this match is under 68.5. Kansas versus Arizona. The desert spotlight turns bright this weekend as the Kansas Jayhawks, 5-4, 3-3 Big 12, travel to Tucson to face the Arizona Wildcats, 5-3, 2-3 Big 12. Both teams are fighting to climb the middle tier of the Big 12 standings, where every win could define bowl position and program momentum heading into November. The predictive models tilt toward Arizona with a 64.3% edge, but Kansas has been the more unpredictable spoiler, capable of flipping narratives when their offense catches rhythm. Kansas rides behind quarterback Jalen Daniels, who's been steady through the air with 1,991 yards, 20 touchdowns, and just 3 interceptions. Running back Leshan Williams powers the ground game with 391 yards and 6 scores, while Emmanuel Henderson Jr. has emerged as a go-to receiver, pulling in 573 yards and 4 touchdowns. On defense, linebacker Trey Lathan anchors the front with 60 tackles, while Jeremy Harris's 4.5 sacks add bite to their pressure scheme. Arizona counters with an efficient attack led by Noah Fifita, who's thrown for 2,042 yards and 21 touchdowns despite 4 picks. Ismail Mahdi brings explosiveness out of the backfield with 530 rushing yards, and receiver Javon Watley has turned 33 catches into 404 yards and 4 touchdowns. Defensively, Dalton Johnson leads the Wildcats with 59 tackles, and Javon Cole headlines the secondary with 3 interceptions, balance that mirrors their disciplined style. Momentum slightly favors Arizona. The Wildcats have won 2 of their last 3, highlighted by a 52-17 dismantling of Colorado. Even in defeat, they've been within striking distance. A 33-27 double overtime loss to BYU showed their resilience. Kansas, on the other hand, snapped back from consecutive heartbreakers against Kansas State and Texas Tech, with a commanding 38-21 win over Oklahoma State. Their offense has averaged over 30 points in that span, but defensive lapses have kept games tighter than they should be. The Jayhawks' challenge is maintaining defensive focus in critical moments, especially against an Arizona offense that thrives on sustained drives and quick tempo changes. The quarterback duel sets the tone. Fifita is the technician, 65% completion, quick reads, and crisp mid-range accuracy. Daniels is the creator, using mobility and anticipation to extend plays and attack mismatches. Fifita averages 255 yards per game and thrives when his protection holds. Daniels, despite fewer passing attempts, owns a superior touchdown-to-interception ratio and has shown poise under pressure. Expect both to test each other's secondaries early, Kansas with deep sideline shots, Arizona with layered crossing routes. This duel may come down to who stays mistake-free deep into the fourth quarter, where both have shown clutch command, but very different styles under duress, with Kansas leaning on tempo-driven rhythm passes and Arizona thriving through improvisation and timing precision when the game's pressure peaks. After analyzing both teams, my pick for this match is Arizona winner. The matchup comes down to composure and containment. Kansas must find ways to pressure Fifita without overcommitting. Arizona's tempo offense punishes missed tackles and blown coverage. The Wildcats' defensive backs thrive on turnover opportunities, while Kansas's linebackers need to hold the edge against Mahdi's bursts. In a game that could hinge on third down conversions and red zone execution, 1 or 2 key stops may define the night. If the Jayhawks can control time of possession and limit explosive plays, they can turn this into a grinded-out finish. But Arizona's balance gives them the cleaner formula to win. The Wildcats' offensive rhythm and home field confidence give them the edge. Kansas will trade punches, but Arizona's passing precision and late-game composure seal it in the desert under the lights. Prediction: total pick for this match is over 52.5. Wake Forest versus Virginia. The lights will be bright in Charlottesville as number 15 Virginia, 8-1, 5-0 ACC, hosts Wake Forest, 5-3, 2-3 ACC, in a pivotal late-season clash that could tighten or widen the ACC race. Virginia rides an 8-1 surge, unbeaten in conference play, while Wake Forest fights to stay above .500 and spoil a ranked contender's rise. The matchup predictor gives the Cavaliers nearly an 80% edge. But the Deacons have made a habit of unsettling expectations, and they'll aim to do it again on the road. Virginia's balance has been the ACC's gold standard. Quarterback Chandler Morris has thrown for 2,069 yards and 12 touchdowns, commanding an offense averaging more than 250 passing yards per game. Running back Jamari Taylor brings the power with 686 yards and 11 scores, while receiver Trell Harris headlines a deep rotation with 545 yards and 4 touchdowns. On defense, linebacker Cam Robinson leads with 54 tackles, and defensive lineman Derek Rickards' 5.5 sacks anchor a front that consistently collapses pockets. This is a unit that thrives on disruption. They've forced mistakes at crucial moments and built leads through relentless pressure and speed off the edge. Wake Forest counters with a scrappy, resilient group. Quarterback Robbie Ashford has produced 1,298 yards through the air with 3 touchdowns, while running back Demon Claiborne powers the ground game with 639 yards and 8 scores. Chris Barnes has emerged as the top receiving threat with 492 yards and 3 touchdowns. Defensively, Nick Anderson's 69 tackles and L. Hardy's 4.5 sacks give Wake its backbone. An aggressive, high-effort unit that keeps games close even when the offense stalls. When they get takeaways and play with rhythm, they can frustrate opponents into mistakes and turn momentum on a dime, creating sudden field shifts that ignite their sideline and give their offense short fields to capitalize, often transforming low-scoring battles into late surges that test their opponent's composure. Momentum tells the story here. Virginia has won 5 straight, including statement victories over Cal, 31-21, and North Carolina, 17-16 in overtime, proving they can win tight contests. Their offensive poise in the fourth quarter separates them from the pack. Morris doesn't flinch when the game tightens. Wake Forest, meanwhile, has dropped 2 of its last 3, including a 42-7 loss to Florida State, showing inconsistency against top-tier competition. Still, their earlier wins over SMU and Oregon State reveal their upset potential when rhythm and energy align, especially if their defense forces early turnovers and the passing game finds quick chemistry to exploit Virginia's secondary lapses. This quarterback duel defines the evening. Morris is the model of composure, completing 65% of his throws with a 139.1 rating and the poise to handle pressure. Ashford, more of a risk-taker, has shown flashes of explosiveness but struggles with turnovers, throwing 5 interceptions to just 3 touchdowns. If he can keep his rhythm and extend drives with his legs, Wake can keep Virginia's offense on the sideline, their best shot at control. Expect Virginia to test him with disguised blitzes early to force quick decisions and limit Wake's ability to stretch the field. After analyzing both teams, my pick for this match is Virginia winner. Expect Virginia's depth and discipline to dictate pace. Taylor's ground game and Harris's route precision should wear down the Deacons' secondary, while Robinson's defense forces short fields. Special teams could quietly matter too. Virginia's field position control and consistent kick coverage have swung multiple games their way. Wake will battle with heart, but Virginia's cohesion, execution, and composure at home should prove too strong down the stretch. The Cavaliers' balance, tempo control, and late-game execution prove decisive. Wake brings fight, but Virginia brings finish, poise, and purpose in every phase. Prediction: total pick for this match is over 41.5. Nebraska versus UCLA, the Big Ten spotlight turns to Pasadena, where Nebraska, 6-3, 3-3, travels west to clash with UCLA 3-5, 3-2 under the Rose Bowl lights. The Cornhuskers hold the edge in momentum and analytics, nearly a 70% probability to win, but the Bruins are desperate to defend home turf and keep postseason hopes alive. With both teams sitting mid-pack in the Big Ten, this one's a proving ground. Nebraska fighting for bowl seeding, UCLA fighting for survival. Nebraska's numbers paint a picture of balance and precision. Quarterback Dylan Raiola has been steady and smart, 2,000 yards through the air with 18 touchdowns and just 6 picks on a 72% completion clip. Running back Emmett Johnson powers the ground game with 1,002 yards and 10 scores, averaging 5.7 a carry. Out wide, Neziah Hunter's 555 yards and 5 touchdowns make him Raiola's reliable target. Defensively, Javin Wright anchors with 63 tackles, while Deshaun Singleton and his 2 interceptions give the secondary bite. UCLA leans on Nico Iamaleava's versatility, 1,468 passing yards, 10 touchdowns, and 388 rushing yards, but his 7 interceptions underline their volatility. Linebacker John Vaughns leads the Bruins defense with 79 tackles, though UCLA's sack production has lagged behind Nebraska's. Momentum favors the Cornhuskers. They've won 3 of their last 5, including back-to-back statement wins over Maryland, 34-31, and Michigan State, 38-27, before a narrow stumble against USC. UCLA's trajectory is the opposite. They've dropped 3 straight, punctuated by a 56-6 collapse versus Indiana. The Bruins' offense has sputtered to find rhythm, managing just 17 points in their last outing. Nebraska's consistency, especially in finishing drives, sets a higher floor and steadier ceiling entering this matchup. The Huskers' scoring efficiency inside the red zone has quietly become one of their strengths, converting key short-yardage situations with precision and poise, while their balanced play calling and time of possession control allow them to dictate tempo and wear down defenses over 4 quarters, giving them a tactical edge in close contests. Quarterback play will define this game. Raiola is clinical. His command of the pocket and deep ball accuracy, 8.0 yards per attempt, 158.6 rating, keep defenses guessing. Iamaleava, meanwhile, brings dynamism. His dual-threat nature fuels UCLA's tempo, but his inconsistency through the air, 63% completions, 124.1 rating, has stalled drives. One quarterback protects the ball and dictates flow. The other thrives on improvisation but risks turnovers. That contrast will dictate tempo from the opening series. If Raiola controls pace early, Nebraska's offense could dominate possession, limiting UCLA's rhythm and forcing them into passing situations they've struggled to manage. After analyzing both teams, my pick for this match is Nebraska winner. In the trenches, Nebraska's offensive line should create balance early, freeing Johnson to control time of possession and open play-action lanes. UCLA must counter with pressure. A. Jones' 1.5 sacks, and Vaughn's pursuit will need to disrupt Raiola's rhythm. If they can't collapse the pocket, Nebraska's offense will grind them down. On the flip side, the Cornhuskers' linebackers, Wright and McCullough, must contain Iamaleava's scrambles and close UCLA's perimeter runs before they develop. Field position, third down stops, and tackling in space will separate control from chaos. Prediction: Nebraska 31, UCLA 20. The Cornhuskers' balance, protection, and poise under pressure outlast a Bruins squad still searching for consistency. Nebraska controls the line, controls the pace, and walks out of Pasadena with a hard-earned Big Ten win. The Huskers keep their bowl momentum alive, while UCLA faces another gut check in a season defined by flashes of promise but haunted by missed execution. Prediction: total pick for this match is over 39.5